What's up everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is another fabric haul, but also a pattern haul. So of course I went to my favorite shop, Austin Creative Reuse, and got some unique looking fabric, but also looked through their patterns and picked up a couple patterns in a book. So I wanted to show y'all what I got because I know whenever I get fabric I get really excited, and sharing it with you is really exciting because you also get excited for it too. Also, side note, I don't know about any of y'all, but this morning I woke up and it was absolutely freezing, so I am freezing today. So yeah, we're not doing any sewing, just a little bit of a fabric haul. So I'm gonna start with the patterns that I got. Well, first we'll start with the book that I got. So this was 50 cents and it's called Creative Serging. I thought it would kind of be a fun little book to read. So I wanted to get better at using my serger, so I thought I could just read and research some serger techniques and get kind of a better knowledge on serging and different types of serging techniques. So that's this. And then onto really the patterns. So these patterns are really fun, and I haven't opened them all up and looked inside of all of them yet, but I did kind of glance in there and make sure it was my size, make sure it looked like at least most of the pattern was there. So I haven't actually opened them and checked to see if like all the individual pieces are there, so it should be interesting. But the patterns were only 25 cents. So even for the look of them, I really wanted them. So here's the first one. It is a Stretch and Sew 1062 fitted jacket. So it's this really cool jacket, which I'm super excited to make and wear because one of my favorite things to make is jackets. So I have been actually looking for a really nice looking fitted jacket pattern. So I got this one, as well as another fitted jacket pattern, which is another Stretch and Sew 1013. So just like a little, this one's not as fitted as the previous one, but still a really cool cut and overall shape and silhouette to the garment. So that's this one. I like how big this envelope is because you can really see the line drawings super easily, so you know what you're getting kind of into, because like this is kind of the vibe of what they want the jacket to look like, but this really shows you the details that you want to see whenever you're going to pick out a pattern. At least for me it is. I'll also show you the back of the previous pattern of the fitted jacket, so you can kind of tell if I hold both of them up the difference, as this one it kind of cuts in at the waist, whereas this one doesn't. It stays kind of in overall uniform shape. So that's those two. I also picked up another Stretch and Sew pattern. This is 1558. This one I don't love as much as I love the other two, but I wanted just for the versatility of it, and just in case, like for 25 cents you really can't pass it up. But I did love the View B shirt, and then also the dress. I think that's potentially something that I could wear, so this kind of gives you a better view. So here's the shirt, View B shirt, just kind of a collared shirt that has a couple buttons, and then also the dress is kind of the same top but with a elastic waistband and a skirt to it to like overall form a dress. So that's this pattern. The next pattern I got was also a Stretch and Sew 1546 button front dress and blouse. So pretty similar to the last pattern, but this one doesn't have like, you know, that collar detail as the last one did. You can tell right here, like a more full skirt, a different neckline, and overall different fit than the previous garment. But I really liked this one as well, and I love these like artistic drawings on it too. It's super cool. Okay, so then the last two I got I'm guessing they were donated by the same person because they're both in these weird bag situation with the, this one doesn't have like an envelope to it. So this one is Vogue 9075, and it is kind of another fitted jacket. But it has like some interesting details and like seam lines. Like this one, it kind of looks like a patchwork jacket almost. So it would have been cool to use the blue fabric for this one. And then it also has just like, you know, this plain fitted jacket look. But I really like these all together. I might try to do another patchwork jacket or something like this, but I also might try to do a fitted jacket out of this one and the previous one and kind of see which one I like better. Like which one fits better and looks better on me. So the last one is Butterick 3898, and it's this really cool dress. So I don't know how well you'll be able to tell by this. Let me go ahead and take this pattern out. So I've got the envelope right here, but I feel like on the line drawings you can tell better. It's kind of this cool wrap dress that kind of has like a weird cut right here, so you kind of wrap it at the waist. I thought it was just really interesting and unique, and it's something that I don't have in my patterns, and something that I was like, that's pretty cool, I want to add that to my collection. So yeah, that is all the patterns I got, so I'm super excited to make those and actually cut those out and get them in my stash. But as far as the fabric goes, it's also just kind of stashed over here. So I love picking up fabric at ACR because it's really affordable, and it's also, you're just reusing something that would otherwise be thrown away. And so I tend to find a lot of really cool prints and patterns and color combinations. And there's sometimes there's stuff that's really cool there that I'm like, wow, that's super unique. And then I get home and I'm like, well, why did I buy that? Kind of like a swept away in the moment type deal. But the first fabric I got is 2 yards for $4. It's this really interesting fabric. So it's like this really interesting woven fabric that I was like, whoa, that's weird. And I don't really have, it's kind of like a gauzy fabric, super soft and like flimsy, and I was like, I've kind of been buying a lot of structured fabrics lately, so I don't really have anything like this. Well, I do have stuff like this in my collection, but I don't have a lot, so I wanted this because of the print and kind of the fabric itself. So that is this one. Once again, that was 2 yards for $4. So they generally price their fabric about $2 a yard. Sometimes their specialty fabric will be a little bit more expensive, like if it's a super unique print or, you know, whatever. This next fabric was 2.5 yards for $5, which is a great deal. You can basically make anything out of 2.5 yards. It's this really cool print that really kind of reminds me of like Thanksgiving, fall. I don't know if it's like the colors or, you know, the types of flowers that they used, or the fact that they're like in a basket. Oh, this is upside down. But I really love this print. I know I'm gonna have a hard time using it because a lot of the times whenever I come across like a really unique print, I can be kind of intimidated to use it. So I'm not sure how long this will sit in my stash. Hopefully I'll make something out of it pretty soon. But this is like another woven, very structured fabric that I tend to find myself buying a lot. It has a lot of stability in the fabric, so you can make a lot of bottom weight garments out of it, meaning like a skirt or a pair of pants or something heavier on top, like a jacket. So I'm really excited about this, and I hope to actually use it soon. So the next fabric, so there's only 2 left. I didn't go absolutely crazy just because I did buy some patterns, and I have been buying a lot of fabric recently from ACR. So this one was 3 yards for $6. Generally, they, if you haven't ever watched any of my ACR fabric haul videos and you're confused, they usually just wrap their fabric with this painter's tape and label it the price. So I have a bunch of blue tape. But this is a really, really cool fabric. So it's like a mustardy yellow color, and it's got this, I believe it's called waffle cloth. Waffle cloth, which is kind of like this square print, and it's like super textured and super soft, and you can make a lot of really cool things out of this. Immediately I'm thinking like a cool dress that has like some movement to it, just because of the ease of the fabric. And of course I'm always drawn to this mustard color, just because I feel like that color is super in right now. It's not as like mustard, but kind of like a light mustard, if that makes sense. So yeah, 3 yards of this for $6, which is an absolutely amazing price. So yeah, hopefully that texture will kind of come across on screen. And then the very last fabric that I got, I was a little hesitant about this fabric just because I didn't know, I don't know, it's kind of an unconventional fabric, but it's super soft, and I was like, I bet I can find something cool to make out of it, whether it's apparel or not apparel. So this is 1.5 yards for, no, 1 3/4 yards for $3.50, and it's this super cool blue greenish like furry fabric. It definitely has a really interesting feel to it. It kind of feels like carpet almost, but also kind of feeling like velvet or like a corduroy, or like, you know, kind of like a tufted pile fabric like that, where it has a different texture going this way versus going this way when you feel the fabric. So it's a really cool fuzzy fabric, and it's in a pretty cool color. And they definitely used, sorry, I was like studying the fabric, but they definitely used a couple different yarns. It's not really coming across on camera, it's coming across more shiny than anything, but when you get closer, you can see like some white fabrics going in the weft of it, that kind of make this cool pattern looking. There, you can kind of see it now. It really comes across more shiny than anything, but there are like white yarns going in the fabric, making it have this cool print kind of to it, but also like when you step back, it just kind of looks like a shiny solid color. So I thought this was a really cool fabric and a really interesting fabric, and that's kind of what I go for, is the more unconventional but interesting textures and color fabric. So that's why I was kind of gravitated towards this one. So yeah, that is pretty much it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you like these types of videos, and what would you make out of these specific fabrics to maybe give me some ideas, whether it's patterns, whether it's the patterns that I talked about today, or ones that you've seen in my previous hauls, or patterns that you have at home. Let me know what you would make out of these, or even if it's just for the yellow one, I would make a dress, or like a long sleeve dress. Just let me know, because that kind of can help with my creative process as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.